Good morning, good morning, good morning, E5. Good morning to everybody out there. Welcome in. This is Makanjuola.
I call upon the power and spirits of my maternal ancestors.
Good morning,
the power and spirits of my paternal ancestors. For I am spirit of your spirit, blood of your blood, bones of your bones, flesh of your flesh. I call upon you to come forward to hear my prayers and requests.
Lead me on my destiny.
What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning.
Be at peace and good character.
Bring on camera, oh, okay. I do pray. Peace, everybody. Peace, peace, peace. Hello, Reese. How are you? Good morning, Reese. Who else is in here? Hey, Damien. Hey, Tatiana, Chiara, and anybody else. If you come in, say hello, say greetings, say aboru oboye, say how you doing, say what's popping. Whatever you do, I say hello to you. What's up, young nephew? This is welcome. This is Good Morning, Ifa. I am, of course, Makanjuola. And Ifa, Good Morning, Ifa is Ifa interpreted through the experiences of an African in America. All right. And today I want to say I shizzle to all, as usual, couple brief announcements real quick. Actually, there's only one today. If you want to donate, I put the link in there for you today at the end, in the middle, or the beginning, whenever you want to get down and support the page and support my efforts. You can always send any welcome donations to the Cash App, $ Good Morning Ifa. All right, Good Morning Ifa. Everything is welcome. Everything is appreciated. Again, welcome you guys. I hope everybody had a great week. And I pray that you have another one. So I'm going to start with a little prayer here first before we get right into it. Greetings, Ifa. It is Makanjuola, Omo Ani. Iba Olodumare, Iba Ori, Iba Iya, Iba Baba, Iba Irumale, Iba Orisha, Iba Egungun, Iba Oluwo, Iba Ojibanya, Iba Baba Ifa, Iba Araba Abanyele Ife, Iba Oluwo Aye, Iba Araba Aye, Iba Kora Aye, Iba Asera Aye, Iba Ojibanya Aye, Iba Ianifa Aye, Iba Babalao Aye, Iba Olarisha Aye, Iba Annie Hard Aye, Iba Samantha Turner Aye, Iba Julius Franklin Aye, Iba Arlita Franklin Aye, Iba to all of my maternal and paternal ancestors who wants to see this Good Morning episode of Good Morning Ifa successful, I say Aye. Iba Ifa, I say Aye. Ifa, I come to you today giving thanks and praise on this Sunday morning. We pray humbly that this message will be delivered compassionately. In a time where we know this message is definitely needed, we pray that it is received compassionately also. We pray humbly, Ifa, that this message will reach the right person at the right time in the right space that would allow their Ori to receive the message and act on the message accordingly. We pray humbly, Ifa, that I allow myself to remove ego out of the way and only to deliver the messages of Ifa. I pray humbly and give thanks for this Good Morning Ifa platform, and I pray that it is heavily supported and it can continue to help Africans in America and even Africans in the diaspora to improve our conditions on this planet. We give thanks and praise. Ashizzle, Ashe, Ashe, Ashizzle. All right, let's do this, y'all. So, as usual, especially for the topic of today, I want to start with a small disclaimer, okay? So just for the record, this message and any other message that I deliver or have ever delivered or shall deliver is designed to help African Americans improve our condition. That's number one. I want you guys to really understand that. Number two, disclaimer, I am here to heal us from what I have coined the phrase called PTHD, which is post-traumatic hood disorders and the dysfunctions that come along with that. I'll explain more of that later. I also want our brothers and sisters on the continent of Africa to know what it is we are dealing with in America. Our psyche, police brutality, the shackles, and the arrested development caused by slavery institutions that still exist today. I really want the brothers on the continent of Africa and sisters on the continent of Africa to know what we are dealing with, and more importantly, why we are coming back to the Isheshes of Ifa, Olodumare, Irumale ancestral practices. Ashe. Because that way, if they understand what we are dealing with, they can understand how to help us better, in my humblest opinion. I want to say that I want to help us to find our destiny on this planet and to live out our destiny. And that's why that's a part of the reason why I'm doing these episodes called Good Morning E5. Now, today's message is pretty risky. I think that I need to give this disclaimer at this time. I want everyone to know this, that I am going to try to deliver this message with as much compassion as I possibly can. It is always designed, like I said, to help us. Nothing else, nothing less. But I want to make sure that you guys understand that I'm trying to deliver, and I'm going to deliver this message with as much compassion as I possibly can to make sure that I reach my people where they are. And hopefully, we can bring them to the surface and we can make our world and our communities and our households and our existence better on this planet, wherever we find ourselves. So that's my mission today. Now, let me briefly bring in what we're going to be talking about. All right, so you see the title. It is time to try Olodumare and let go of the God complex. All right, it is time to try Olodumare and let go of the God complex. And let's pay more attention to the complex more than the word God. All right, let's pay attention to that. Now, you've probably heard me speak about Olodumare here and there in some of my presentations previously. And those previous presentations, when I speak of Olodumare, I'm pretty sure the majority of the people that I've known for years and years and years probably don't know what Olodumare is. But everybody knows what the term God means. All right? Everybody has heard the terminology of God. So I'm not trying to separate the two, but I'm trying to identify what the two look like, though, specifically. And specifically, what does it look like for us to go either way? So I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to do my best compassionately as I possibly can. I am not here to offend any Christian. I am not here to offend any Islamic, Muslim practicing person. I am not here to offend any Buddhist. I am not here to offend anyone who does not practice Ifa at the time. But I am here to bring a clean glass and a not so clean glass. I'm not going to call it dirty. I'm just going to say it's not so clean. All right? So I am here to bring that message. All right? So now, why did I choose this topic? Real briefly. I won't be long-winded, okay? Real briefly is that studying Olodumare and studying Ifa, you begin to let go of the layers of information that you were given from birth. And as you are studying Ifa and these layers are coming off, your eyes really become open to what has been truly stripped of our ancestors, of our people. And the more you study it, the more you see this HD picture that they stole everything from us. But then when they stole it, they perverted it for their benefit. And you can see and connect the dots of the how and the why they did so. Thus, the reason we call it the God complex, okay? I'm not talking about anyone's God, okay? The complex part is the issue that I have, okay? So again, let me say one more time. I want this to be blaringly clear that I am not here to offend anyone. I'm not here to get hate mail in my inbox or for anybody to think that we're talking about Ifa and trying to bash another religion. That is not the purpose, okay? So I hope that that's understood moving forward, because I don't want to say that too much more. I just want to get to the point of the message now. So let's get into it. I'm going to take each step. I'm going to take each leg here, okay? We're going to deal with the God complex, and we're going to deal with Olodumare. Now, Olodumare, I understand, is going to be a new term for some people, so be patient with me. I'm going to get to that second. I want to get to what we pretty much think we understand already about the God concept, all right? Bear with me, y'all. And don't forget, share this video with as many people as you can, because we all need this information right now. We are in a era of time to wake up. We really don't have time to play. It is time to wake up. So we need to come to the surface with some truth at this point. And if we're not getting some truth, you guys, man, I'm terrified technically of what's coming down the pipeline over the next 10 years if we don't step into truth and take action to help us prevent what could be coming down the pipeline. And this is, again, another one of my missions of doing Good Morning E5. All right, so let's get into it. Again, the message is it's time to try Olodumare and let go of the God complex. So what is the God complex part that we're talking about? Let's talk about that real quick. Well, who or what is God? Who or what is God? I asked a few people yesterday, how do they describe God? And everybody pretty much had a different description of God, but very similar at the same time. It was kind of weird. But just to be clear, in Ifa, God can be considered to Olodumare, all right? So just so you know, in Ifa, God will be considered like Olodumare. I just want everybody to understand that, okay? So now, you know what? I'm going to flip that. I'm going to go with Olodumare. I'm gonna start there, because that's the thing you guys don't really know. All right, so let's go with that. So in the system of Ifa, God would be considered Olodumare. All right. Now, what does Olodumare mean? Now, in Yoruba, they break terms down and combine terms to make one word here and there, right? So Olodumare is a fragmented word of 3 different words and terminologies and meanings, okay? So I'm gonna break it down so you can understand why we call it Olodumare. So the first section of the word is the OL. The OL means the owner, the one who deals with, okay? So if I wanted to describe someone who deals with water in Yoruba, we would call it Olomi, the one who deals with water. So you take the OL, which means the one who deals with, and then you take Omi, which means water. You put it together, you got Olomi, the one who deals with water, okay? So I want you to understand how that works. So you got the OL part, the one who deals with, the owner of. Now, after that, you have the Odu part, or Edu. But you have the Odu part, Olodu, right? Which means the Odu part means secrets, powers, authority, superb attributes, okay? So we got the owner, or the one who deals with secret powers and authorities, or superb attributes. Got it? Now, the tail end of the word says mare. All right, Olodumare. Now, the mare part means fixed, constant, unmovable, external, unreachable, unattainable, meaning that you can never do what God is. No matter how hard mankind tries, you will never be able to be God. If you were able to be Olodumare, then you wouldn't need Olodumare. That's simple. But our job is to get closest to it as possible so that we can help the world become a better place. That's our job. Now, what does all of this mean? Olodumare means the one who owns and deals with the secret superpowers that will never change or be duplicated or attained by man. No matter how hard man tries to be God, change things on earth, alter the weather, do all the things that man is trying to do in order to dominate the earth, you're not going to be able to do it because there's only one Olodumare, as he described. You will never be able to do that. Now, let's get to some good stuff, some more good stuff. We've tried over and over man's method for the past 400 years. We have basically taken the concept of this God complex saying that we can do whatever we want on earth and expect everything to be okay. Right? When I say we, I'm saying we. We who come from the background of Olodumare. We who come from the background of paying homage to the earth. Right? We who come from the background of paying homage to animals, nature, or revering our parents, respect, all of these things that we come from, we have abandoned those things for things that man have put before us. And they put them before us under the umbrella of a God complex. So, like I said, we have tried man's methods for the past, let's say, 400 years or so. And by trying those methods, I mean, the structures they put into place, from schools to marriage, churches, laws, God knows the laws don't work for us, temples, mosques, even constitutions, etc., etc., etc. Anything that these people have come up with, we are in it head first. We are deep in it. But the question I want to ask, from us being so willingly participating in these things, where has it led us? KRS-One wrote a song about it and assembled a bunch of great rappers back in 80-something, whatever that was. And the song was called Self-Destruction. So if we've tried all these things, you guys, do you think it's time to try something else? Because if you really look at it with the truthful eyes and ask yourself, has it worked? What would you say? If you truthfully said, has it worked? Has it worked? And if your answer is no, truthfully, I hope it is. If your answer is no, then here's another question. Is it time for you to go back to Isheshe? Is it time for traditionalisms to return? That's what Isheshe means, traditional. Okay? Is it time to return to our traditions that we had once before? Is it time to return to the wisdom of Olodumare? Because, again, the God complex has gotten us to self-destruction. So let's talk about this really quick. I want to talk about something real quick. Before I get into the Odu today, I want to make sure I preference where I'm going with this. So let's talk about God, the God complex in general. Let's define the term God briefly, okay? I'm going to describe it from Webster's dictionary, okay? Just briefly. It's not going to be long. Promise me. Stay with me. Again, if you want to contribute, you can always go to Cash App. Good morning, Ifa. Now, how do they define God? A person or a thing of supreme being. Number one. Number two, the being perfect in power, wisdom, goodness, who is worshipped as a creator and ruler over the universe. This one gets me. A powerful ruler. Boom. These are the definitions given by Webster's. Now let me ask you one question. What does you have to be a ruler do with you helping the people you put on the planet? How does this help mankind? How does this help mankind grow? How does that work? Second question I would like to ask regarding the God complex is, where did the God complex come from? Now, some of you may know this, some of you may not know this. So I got to say it anyway. But again, let me say this again. This is not meant to offend anyone. It's only meant to educate those who may not know. Okay? So, where did the God complex come from? It came from Catholicism. It came from Roman Catholicism and ideologies from Rome. Okay? The God terms are not native to the concept of ancestral practices and beliefs. The God term and the way this thing is carried out for us today is not the way that our ancestors see it. It's not the way that Ifa sees it. Okay? The concept of ruling others is not the concept of Olodumare. It's just not. And I'll get more into that in a minute. The concept of one ruling you sends a false sense of will. Basically, if you tell me I have free will to choose, and then you tell me that if I don't choose you as a God, I'm doomed to hell, how is that free choice? That is you ruling over me. That is you being a dictator telling me what I have to do. That is not the way of Isheshe, I'll say. Again, don't mean to offend. So why isn't this working? Let's talk about that. Why isn't this concept working for us? Well, like I said, number one, it's not our concept. The God complex is a colonial concept. Colonial. Okay? Colonial meaning anybody who came out of the European area to go out in the world and conquer the world. Anywhere they went, that God complex followed. And the people that were native in those lands that they went to had to acquiesce to what they were bringing to that land. Therefore, the rulership takes place. Okay? This concept is not Isheshe, it's not traditionalism. It hasn't worked for us because it's not ours. This concept to me is like it's like you being a parent and your children giving more, and you having children, right? And unfortunately, maybe you guys divorce, okay? And when you divorce, of course, your ex-wife goes on and marries someone else. Your child now has a stepfather. Now, you're the same father that's still been in this child's life You're the reason why they're on the planet. Now, this child gives more praise to the stepfather than they do you. Aren't you going to be offended? Wouldn't you be offended? I'm responsible for you being on this planet, me and your mother, not this new step dude. I appreciate whatever he does for you, but at the end of the day, you are my child. And this is the God complex to me. We have replaced our Isheshe for a God complex, a stepdad called God complex. And that stepdad is not working for us because he doesn't have our DNA in him. He doesn't have our best wishes in him. He doesn't have that emotional attachment to us from the creation of us. It's impossible to do that. You can only try your best, but you will never have the same compassion as a biological parent. And that's what we've done with the colonial ideas of the God complex, replacing those things with Isheshe. And we're wondering why it hasn't worked for us. I would say some more about this, but need I say any more? Need I say any more? So, what we're going to do, we're going to go to Ifa. What does it look like to Ifa if we do not have Olodumare as the head of whatever we do? What does it look like when we remove Ifa from the head of whatever we do? Let's talk about it. I want to do the Odu called Irosun Oyeku. All right? The Odu is coming from Irosun Oyeku. And please, excuse me if I read this from the book. And the book I'm reading this from, you guys, is a book by Chief Popola. This book right here, okay? If you want to get this book, inbox me, or any other books you need to study Ifa from, please inbox me and I will send you the link to go get the books, okay? Those who are dead serious, who want to learn more about what I'm talking about, all right, please inbox me. Now, Irosun Oyeku says this. Bear with me, it's going to be a good one. Irosun Oyeku, quickly did I jump, silently did I walk. The flood is it that flows into the stream. These were Ifa's declarations to Olomu when coming from heaven to earth, and when coming to men all spoiled Ori. He was advised to offer a bow. He complied. Now, Olomo, please mend all Ori. Afedi Feye, please mend all Ori. Olomo, please mend all Ori. Olomo, please mend all homes. Afedi Feye, please mend all homes, for homes not to spoil. Olomo, please mend all homes. Olomo, please mend the world. Efedefeo, please mend the world, for the world not to disintegrate. Olomo, please mend the world. I want you to identify a river versus a pond. If you've ever seen a pond is full of scum and this thick film on top, this green stuff along the banks, and ducks and stuff are still playing in it. Fish are swimming in it. I would never fish out of that pond, but that's just me personally. Now, let's picture a river. A river moves forward, right? A river constantly moves. It goes forwards and backwards. But if you see a river, I've never seen a murky, nasty river because it's constantly moving. It's constantly doing what it has to do. It's not staying still, and it's staying true to what it's supposed to do. It's not supposed to be still. No water that is clean is still. Now, in this Odu here, which again is Irosun Oyeku, the moment we remove Isheshe the moment we remove Olodumare from what we do, we are that pond. The moment we put Olodumare back in it, we are that river. We can be clean. We can be full of life. We have removed Olodumare and we have been a pond for 400 years. All the while begging the same God complex to help us get back to a river, which they are the authors of the pond. I hope that just made sense, because it made a whole lot of sense to me. In this Odu, it says, the movement of the hand of Olodumare, the moment the hand of Olodumare is removed from the governance of any community or organization, such as a place headed towards ruins. Let me say that again. The moment the hand of Olodumare is removed from the governance of any community or organization, such a place is headed toward ruin, disaster, and disintegration. Now notice it didn't say God, it says Olodumare. And I'm going to get more into that in a minute. But the minute we remove Olodumare, which happened centuries ago, now look how long we've been upon. How do you propose we get back to being that flowing, clean, life-filled river? I'll let you guess that. I don't want to load your lips with answers. Irosu Nyeku also says, if individuals are good, communities they live in are good. If communities are good, the whole world will never spoil. Let me start this over. If individuals are good, communities they live in will be good. That means if I'm good, I meet a good woman, we get together, marry, have children, make good kids, move into a community that does the same thing. We have a great community with kids who will then go out inside and play with other kids coming from similar household backgrounds, and then they get together as adults and then do the same thing. We create cities and we create a world that is better. And if the communities are good, the whole world will never spoil. And if we have these great backgrounds, we will never spoil. We will never have... This idea is an analogy of the removal from the man from the home. Look at our society, African American society, with the removal of the man from the home starting in the late 60s all the way up until now. Look at where it is. Look at our conditions. We've removed the man from the home and made a dysfunctional household that became a pond and was spoiled. And now it's created and bred spoiled kids that go out and do degenerate things. You can just look at Facebook right now and just scroll and you'll see all the products of this idea. If you're telling me I'm wrong, God bless you. But a good household and a good community, which makes a good city, which is a part of a good country, which is a part of a world. Hey, somebody removed something. And somebody removed something with a purpose. I wonder what was removed. And then when they removed it, what did they replace with it? Could it be the complex? I won't say the G word. Could it be the complex? Could it be the complex? I'll get off of that one for a second, all right? Let's move on to the next thing, okay? So the next question is then, okay, if we talked about what it looks like to remove it, then what does it look like to have God involved in it? There's nothing you can do with, I said God, my bad. Again, colonialisms. I'm suffer and came from the same thing as everybody else. So I still struggle with it every now and then myself, to be honest. So what does it look like to keep Olodumare as the head of everything we do? What does that look like? What does it look like for us to have Olodumare? I described what Olodumare is already, so if you didn't hear it, please rewind this video or watch it again once this thing goes live again or is uploaded. But what does it look like when you keep Olodumare as the focal point in life in general? When I say focal point in life, I mean the focal point in your life. How you choose a wife, how you choose a husband, how you choose a career, where you're going to live, your character, everything in life that you will need to be successful. And when I say successful, I'm not talking about how many zeros and commas you have in the bank. I'm talking about successful. How many of the arrays of life are you experiencing? Are you having Ayeku, a long, healthy life? Are you having Ajay, prosperity? Are you having a good spouse and not multiple divorces? Are you having great children that are not in gangs, on drugs, doing things that are degenerate to the community and the society that they live in? Are you having victory over things that you are having challenges with? I hope y'all are getting what I'm saying, and I hope that it's sinking in. If it's sinking in, can I get some hearts and loves, please? I need some motivation to keep going here. Please help me out. Can I get some hearts and loves so anybody can hear me? Somebody, please, help me. Somebody, help a brother out. Oh, okay, all right. Well, I'll do it. Thank you, whoever that was. Appreciate it. I'm soliciting likes. This is not normal. All right, so let's do this. What does it look like to keep Olodumare in the focal point of everything we do? Let's talk about that. The next Odu I'm going to do is Iwodi Obey. All right? Iwodi Obey. Now, this one's going to be, I'm going to need you to sit down and relax on this one because this was going to be a good story. I got to tell this story because it just makes sense. And then we'll conclude after this story, okay? I promise you. Bear with me. And again, if you want to contribute, you can go to Cash App. Good morning, E5. All right? God bless you. I shizzle. Not God bless you. Olodumare bless you. I shizzle. Let's go. What are we doing? Iwodi Ogbe. Iwodi Ogbe. Let's go. What does Iwodi Ogbe say? When a fowl drinks water, it will praise God. This was Ifa cast for Adaba Susu, the dove, when weeping in lamentation for her inability to have a child. She was advised to offer a bow. She complied. When a fowl drinks water, Ifa will praise, watch this, God. This was Ifa's cast for Oniyabe, the farmer. When going on his annual farm cultivation, he was advised to offer a bow. He refused to comply. Whenever we are speaking, let us consider God. This was Ifa's cast for Alaba Oko, the owner of the barn filled with grains, offspring of he who cultivates his farms only for the birds to consume it. He was advised to offer a bow. He refused to comply. All followers of Ope, Ifa, all followers of Ifa, let those advised to offer Ebo do so. All right, let me break this story down. So, this story goes like this. The dove had no child, no children, and she was really distraught about not having any children. So she consulted with Ifa, right? She was advised to offer a bow. She complied. Ifa told her to go home. You'll be fine. You'll have your little chickadees. Go ahead, do your thing. We'll see you on the family tree. All right? Now, she made her nest on a farm. Now, the farmer where she made her nest also goes to Ifa to consult Ifa to get help with his harvest for that year. All right? So he goes to Ifa and consult. Ifa gives him the message of keeping Ifa and Olodumare involved in everything he does, Ashe. As long as he does that, he'll have his harvest. and he was advised to offer a bow. And as you heard previously, he refused to comply. He said, I got this on my own, and did it so. So he went back to his farm anyway and started working. One day while on his farm, he comes across the two doves. The dove, actually, he comes across the dove. She had already had her children. She had two children, so it was 3 of them. So as he's on his farm working, he comes across the dove and her 2 chicks, right? And he sees them and says, I'm going to come back in 2 days and get these doves and kill them and cook them. On the day of execution, 2 days later, no, let me stop. The dove hears this and automatically she's like worried. She's like, well, I went to Olodumare. He said he's going to give me children. Why would he give me children only to have us killed? So she runs back to Olodumare's abode and she gets short-stopped by the Irumale. And they're like, what's happening? How you doing, dove? What's going on? What's the problem? And she says, look, Olodumare promises me that I can have children. He gives me children, but now this farmer is saying they're coming to kill us and take us away. What can we do about this? Why could this happen if Olodumare promised me that? The Irumale asked the dove, did he say in the name of Olodumare that he was going to do that? She said, no, he did not. Irumale instructed her, please go back home. You'll be okay. Nothing's going to happen, right? So now we come to the day that he said he's going to go get the doves. He wakes up that morning and tells his wife, hey, baby, get the greens ready, get the yams ready, get some black-eyed peas popping. We about to have some bird with this food. We about to have a meal today. So I'm about to go out here and get these birds, and then I'll come on back with the birds and we can begin to cook and eating, right? So he goes out to his farm. On his way to the farm, as he gets there, unbeknownst to him, there was a cobra stalking the doves already. So the cobra sees them, and as he's trying to get to the dove, the cobra bites him. Now he has a cobra bite. So he gets back home. He's sick. They administer the antidote for the cobra bite and the snake bite. He begins to get better, but as he's on his bed getting healing, he gets word that his mother is on her sick bed, her deathbed. So he then gets up and goes to his mother's town, wherever she was, to go help her and to see her. He tries to help her, but unfortunately, she returns to the ancestors. He stays there, and they do the rituals, which took about, I think, 40 days and 40 nights to get done. After the rituals were done, he stayed there for a couple, they said 8 moons or so, because after it was done, he was worn down. Remember, he had a cobra bite, and he came there, stayed there helping her with stuff to get done. Then he had to do 40 nights and 40 days of ritual. He was worn out. So at that point, his body broke back down, and he became sick. And as he was sick, laying there at his mother's place, he's asking himself and talking to God, like, why am I going through this? So he decides to go to Olodumare to ask him the question. And Olodumare tells him that he did not keep God in everything. And if he does, moving forward, and offer the proper abo, he will be fine. He says, God, if you can get me well, I'll do whatever you have to say. He said, Olodumare, let me say that again. He says, Olodumare, if you get me well, I'll do whatever you prescribe. Any abo, whatever it is, I will do it. Olodumare, he did the ebo. Olodumare blessed him and got him well. He then later went back to his farm. This is like a year later, okay? He goes back to his farm. His farm is overgrown. All his crops have been destroyed and eaten by the rodents and the birds. And of course, the chick and the bird and the 2 chicks have now flown away because she's raised them and they're gone on about their life. So the bird was saved. He lost the farm, technically, his crops and everything, his harvest, because he didn't listen. He didn't keep God in it. Now, the moral is that if he had said God was in it when he was going to get those birds, then he probably would have got those birds. But he didn't do it. So what happened? He got sick, bit by a cobra, his mother died, lost his farm, blah, 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 blah. Your life was in ruins, as we said, right? You're headed for ruins if you don't have Olodumare involved in it. It was headed for ruins, and he found ruins, but he was able to rebuild the ruins by being truthful, by being honest, by coming to his Ori, using his Ori to rationalize that I need to go back to God and go back to Olodumare to get this corrected. And he did so. And when he did so, his life became better. He got back to his farm, cultivated his farm, started all over, and asked Olodumare to give him the strength to start from scratch all over again. And that's what he did. That is the story of Iwori Ogbe. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean, y'all? Talk to me. What does this mean? We have to include Olodumare in all things that we do in order to have the divine blessings at all times. The one example of what this looks like to me in the most current times is not current, but the only example that I have of us literally, physically using I won't say Olodumare technically, but the Irumale of Olodumare to help themselves. The best example literally that we can prove physically is that the Haitian Revolution. The Haitian Revolution used Ogun and some other Orishas in order to help them out of their situation called slavery. Took them 10 years to do it, but they went into Ebo mode. They consulted the Irumales that they needed. They did offerings. But after they did the offerings, they did something that was unique. A unique concept called do something for themselves also at the same time. So after they did the offering in the Ebo and consulted the Irumale, they went and did their part of the bargain and picked up the swords and basically drove their captors off the island of Haiti. Took 10 years to do so. If you never heard of the Haitian Revolution, please watch, what's that brother's name? Tariq Nasir. His documentary called 1804. Very good documentary about the Haitian Revolution and what I'm talking about. But they basically included what they used to do back in it. Because remember in 1804, I mean not 1804, in Haiti back in those days, they were practicing Catholicism and Jesus stuff also. And those things, a lot of them on the plantation where Bookman found himself were those type of Christians. And he had to get some people that actually were willing to drop those ideas and to move into what he was talking about. And when they did it, they were successful. Sounds like something we need to do, especially in today's time. We're in a COVID-19 pandemic where life will never be the same. And there's so many things coming down the pipeline that's being said that's going to happen, that's going to completely change our lives as we know it. I don't know. We may need to do some of this stuff right here. Again, we're still with Iwori Ogbe. Next, we only have ourselves to blame if we fail to put Olodumare first in whatever we do. We only have ourselves to blame if this thing moves forward and progresses, and people like me that are on the bullhorn screaming about these changes we need to make, and other people that I know like Ifa Shewa and other people that I know that are on the bullhorn screaming about the things we need to change. And we're not changing them. When these things come, we only have ourselves to blame. This is directly coming from the Odu, though. This is what Ifa has to say. This is not what I have to say. Ifa is saying that if you do not call on my name, the only person you have to blame is yourself. Period. If your marriage fails, if your career path fails, if you fail raising children, if the constructs of your society fails, if you fail to achieve freedom, anything that you want, Olodumare wants to give it to you, but you're calling him by the wrong name. Have you ever been in a store and someone was trying to get your attention, but they were calling you something else, so you just paid them no attention, but the minute they called your name, you turned around? Or have you ever been somewhere, if you have a nickname like me, I have a nickname, I'm not going to tell you what my nickname is, but if you're ever somewhere and you're at a place where there's a bunch of people and someone screams out your nickname, you automatically turn like, who knows me here, right? Well, we've been doing the opposite and expecting the results that we want but not getting them. So we're calling on the we're calling on the God complex and not our isheshe, our traditional spiritual guidance led by Olodumare. Okay, therefore we're having these experiences. And moving forward, again, if we don't get it together and get it corrected, you guys, hey, this can be an amazing thing coming down the pipeline. Again, we're still in the Warrior Ogbe. Ifa says in the Warrior Ogbe also, we need to tell Olodumare what we need or lack before any action can be taken. In other words, we need to be specific what we want. We need to be specific who we're talking to first and foremost. Listen to what it says. We need to tell Olodumare, not any label constructed by the God complex. We need to tell Olodumare what we need or lack before any action can be taken. If we don't tell Olodumare, in the reverse, no action will be taken. Thus, I was thinking about this yesterday. I know that there were millions of slaves in the South, miserable. Every day they had to get up and go in that hot sun and do whatever that plantation required. And I know every day they woke up and went to sleep or was in those fields or doing whatever they had to do to survive at that time. They were praying to be released. They were praying that God would do something to intervene in this condition. I know that every mother that loses a child to police brutality, every mother that has lost a child to gang violence, drugs, to every mother who has a child that may be incarcerated, to every person who has suffered the pains and the emotional roller coaster of divorce, we've all begged God to help us through issues that we are going through. Nevertheless, the issue still existed. The question is, what would it look like if we asked Olodumare for that same help? First, we got to know who Olodumare is, and this is the reason why I do these Good Morning Ifas. Because people that I know for years that grew up where I grew up, or people who come from my background, we are not taught about Ifa, Olodumare, Irumale, Orishas, or ancestors. We're not taught about that. Therefore, if somebody like me or somebody like Ifa Shewa and other people that I know don't speak about it, we will never find out about it. And this is not to disrespect anybody else's religion or spiritual practice. But this is just to make you aware that there is a system called Ifa, led by Olodumare, that is out there that will help us through what we are dealing with. We have to just tap into it. If your child never tells you they need anything, how can you help them? How can you help them? So if we don't go to the person or the being or the entity that's responsible for our being here, how can we be held? How can it be held, or he be held, or she be held responsible for what we don't ask for? I know my kids didn't hold their tongue what they wanted. And when they asked me for it, I felt good giving it to him. It made me feel really great to be able to buy my children what they need, or put them in this karate class, or put them on this basketball team, or buy them these shoes, or take them on this vacation, or do these things with them. It made me feel good. Lastly, Ifa says, Olodumare enjoys being asked for favors. Listen, Olodumare wants you to ask for favors, which means Olodumare wants you to be successful. How can he not want you to be successful and not want you to ask for the favors? Ifa says Olodumare wants you to ask for favors. The more favors we ask, the happier Olodumare is. You ever asked your parents for something when they was in a bad mood? You probably didn't get it, huh? But if you asked your parents for something when they was in a good mood, you probably got exactly what you wanted and some more. So if we want to make Olodumare happy, we got to ask Olodumare for what we want, because Olodumare wants us to ask for what we want. We need to tell Olodumare what we want, for anything can happen. So there's no reason to get mad if nothing is happening, because you're not asking for it, and you're not asking Olodumare for it. And if we don't do any of these things, we only have ourselves to blame for the things that come behind us not doing these things. Thus, you guys, I am asking, and this is not an altar call in any kind of way, I am asking that you consider everything that I presented today. The clean glass, and to me, the not so clean glass. Consider what I've said today. Consider the idea that the God complex may not be working for us. And it may be time to seek something else out. We have been more patient with the God complex than anything else on planet Earth. For something to promise to come back and save you, it never does, no matter how many atrocities occur to you, to others, to your communities, to your cities, states, country, or throughout the planet, has never come and helped. Again, this is not to tear down anyone's belief, but it's only designed to bring truth to the table, to have the uncomfortable discussion of what we need to do. I'm only here. And Good Morning Ifa. Good Morning Ifa is not a temple. Okay, let's get this clear. Good Morning Ifa is not a temple. All right, I am not a temple service. I am, and Good Morning Ifa is a place where we can discuss issues related to us through the experiences and through the lenses and wisdom of Ifa. This is not a temple. Let's not get it twisted. If you need a temple to go to, I know some people I can refer you to. Am I a Babalawo? No, I'm not. I'm an owl practicing to become a Babalawo. It's a difference, okay? But I know a lot of people like me, like I didn't know 10 years ago, that didn't know anything about Ifa and found themselves scratching their heads. Why are they going through the issues that they're going through? And me coming to Ifa and finding Ifa and digging into Ifa, getting initiated and experiencing the things that I have experienced in Ifa, I'm here to tell you, it's a difference. It's a huge difference. But the main difference is that, like Ifa said, if you don't, like Olodumare says, if you don't ask him, no actions can be taken. The other side of that coin, Ifa's going to take action, but you have to take action. And if you don't take actions, guess what? There's nothing that anyone can do. The problem is the God complex makes you not take any action. It's designed to make you not take action. It's designed for you to take every problem and anything that you experience and put it into God complex's lap and pray that God complex fixes it. with no responsibility on you or whatever the issue is. The difference between the God complex and Olodumare makes you deal with you, and you have to get your butt up off the couch and go get it done. That's the difference. And Olodumare is promising you, if you get your butt up off the couch and go get it done, and you keep me in it, you will have success beyond your wildest dreams. But if you take me out of it, you won't have as much success at all. But if you don't get up and do it yourself, there's no way you can have success. It's just common sense, y'all. This is not rocket science to me. Like, this is common sense. We've been in trouble in this country, and we're getting in more trouble right now moving down the pipeline that we probably just don't know. Majority of us just don't know. And we are expecting to just be still, stay quarantined, be in your house, and pray, and just let the God complex fix the issue. It's not going to happen, because to be truthful and blatantly truthful with you, the God complex is responsible for what's happening. When I say the God complex, the people who are the authors of the God complex are responsible for what's happening. So why will we ask the God complex to help aid us? It is time for Isheshe. It is time for traditionalism. It is time for you to figure out who and what Olodumare is. Spread that to your family, your children, your husband, your wife, your cousins, your brothers, your uncle, even your dog, or whatever you got that's going on your side. It's time to spread it to everybody and learn more about what Olodumare is, what Ifa is, where it came from, how does it work, and how can I better myself? Because like I said, if the individual is fine, that individual makes a good family. That family makes a good community. That community makes a great city. That city is a part of a great state, and that state is a part of a great country, and that country is a part of a great world. But the only way we're going to get there is with the author of everything that we just talked about. I hope that y'all get what I had to say today. I have gone an hour again. I was planning not to, so I'm going to get off the podium at this moment, but I thank y'all for joining me, man. This was incredible. I hope that this message was received with compassion as I try to deliver it with compassion as much as I can. Again, if you guys ever want to know more about Ifa, more about Olodumare, more about the system of Ifa in general, please inbox me. Inbox me. If you want to support Good Morning Ifa's efforts, if you ever want to support Good Morning Ifa's effort, you can always donate whatever you want to donate at the Cash App that I put in the timeline here, but it's a cash tag $ Good Morning Ifa. We appreciate everything you do. We appreciate you watching us. We appreciate you sharing the videos and being a part of what we do. If you missed it, hey, Kenya, you're late. Kenya, you're late. If you missed it, Kenya, you got to rewind it. This was a good one, sis, but rewind it. Please do me a favor. Share this video at bare minimum. Share this video with as many people as you can. Don't forget to subscribe to the Good Morning Ifa page. Don't forget to subscribe to the Good Morning Ifa YouTube page. Again, if you can donate, God bless you. But until next Sunday, you guys be safe. Be safe out there. Stay healthy. Stay alive. Stay blessed. Stay prosperous. And please, do what you can to calibrate your Ori. Do what you can to protect your Ori. Your Ori is your head. Your Ori is your container of your destiny. Your Ori is what dictates everything that happens in your life, whether you like it or not, whether it's good or bad, whether it's great or not so great. Your Ori is the author of it. Your Ori is the next thing closest to God. If your Ori is clouded and your Ori is stressed out and your Ori is going through drama and trouble and fogginess, we need to clean it. Prayer is not going to get it. We got to do some things to clean it. So, again, I give thanks for you guys watching, man. Again, if you want to know any more information, you know where to reach me in the inbox. Get at me. It is Makanjuola. Good morning, Ifa. Ifa interpreted through the experiences of an African trapped in the hells we call America. I can say that because I'm not a temple. I shizo. All right, y'all. I'm out, man. Have a good week. Have a great day. Support. Ashe. Peace out. Hair grease in the Middle East and on the West Coast. You know how I go. I'm going to keep rhyming because I do all the time. And never mind. I'm gone, y'all. I'm gone. All right. Peace out, y'all.